Welcome back everybody to another drawing video. Today we're back here on the channel with this series. I know it's been 2 weeks since our last video. Last week we started obviously the new series on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't. I worked really hard on that video and it's going to be a bi-weekly series, and this series is also going to become a bi-weekly series so it's sort of like on and off, you know, each week. This week obviously is a drawing video because that's why we're here right now, and we are participating, I guess, in the redraw of Goku and Frieza that happened a few weeks ago. Obviously, I am late with uploading this for the time frame because the redraw ended a few weeks ago. But I was like, I have this drawing done. I don't really have any other drawings right now that are just like non-related to the series that is happening. Obviously, Cloud Zero, like I said before, bi-weekly. So this is the only other drawing I had. So I was like, we might as well turn it into a video. So, as you can see, it's a Frieza in the background posed up, and then Goku in the foreground with a bit of a top-down perspective, I guess you would call it, but also like, I don't know, it's a hard perspective to do. I actually struggled a lot with the Goku, and I ended up just changing his posing and perspective completely, because the original drawing I just found really hard to like, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily that the perspective was hard to do, it just didn't make much sense to me, like how it's proportioned and stuff, and I just like from off the original artwork that was redrawn from everyone. So I was like, I might as well just change the posing so it suits more of like the direction that I want to go in for the piece. So this actually isn't a permanent pose that you see right now on your screen. It changes like in a few seconds here, and I'm much more happy with the direction I went in for my art style and just how I draw things. So it took a while to get to just like the line art stage, and as you can see at the beginning of the video, I actually struggled a lot with the Frieza as well, redrawing his face a ton, because I don't like just like copying faces and stuff exactly, so that's why I find redraws really hard, is because I don't want to do everything exactly the same, but at the same time it's a redraw, so like you should be doing things like at least similarly. So I sort of had to compromise and not do something completely different, even though it's okay to do something completely different, but I just think like the point of a redraw, you know, is to try to at least capture a very similar sort of feeling and posing and vibe of the original piece. So I also couldn't work out a good way to draw Goku's face without making it look silly, so I was just like, why don't I just cover his face then? And then that also contributed to an element in the later part of the piece where I include his face in the background of the piece behind Frieza, so then it's like I obstruct his face in the foreground and then show it in the background. So it's sort of like, you know, I don't know really how to explain it, but you know, it's like a bit cool. I don't know, but I thought it was like a cool idea in my head at least, and it turned out pretty well. So I wanted to do like a sort of thing where like the bottom of the page is like cool colors sort of, or like cool lighting, and then the top is warmer, and I used the Super Saiyan form since we are at Namek in this, like the context of the piece. So I was like, I'll use Spirit Bomb blue at the bottom, and then it will fade up into Super Saiyan, you know, yellow and fiery, like, you know, aura, I guess. So I was really happy with the coloring and just like the posing and the lines and everything. It was one of my favorite pieces to draw in terms of just like the satisfaction, because of how long it took to get that just like initial posing and lines and sketches down. But as I said before, this series will be bi-weekly, so we won't see another drawing video. It's 2 weeks away. But next week we're going to be diving into narrative on Cloud Zero, and I actually have done storyboarded almost the whole first chapter. Chapters will be 12 pages, so not too long, but it's so I can, you know, produce them more quickly, so shorter bursts but more stuff. So definitely check that video out that came out last week on the channel. I think most of you enjoy it. I edited it like pretty heavily, and it's really well edited, or just like has lots of production, I guess, for a small channel. So guys, check it out if you can, and here's the final result. So there we have it, guys. I hope you really like how it turned out. I'm very happy, especially with the top of Frieza's head. I love how the Spirit Bomb is sort of reflected in that shiny part of his face. And then I also like the fade, the transition between like the warm and cool colors. It's a shame that it's in portrait because it doesn't really present that well in a landscape video format. a dog scratching at the door, so it's probably a perfect time to wrap it up. Catch you guys, subscribe if you enjoyed, and catch you in the next one.